Hi there, and welcome to Draw With Me. You know, normally at the beginning of Draw With Me, we play a sequence of opening stuff to kill time, and then we show some drawings that the community did last week. But this week, unfortunately, we're not able to show last week's drawings. However, on our next episode, we will. So if you posted your drawings that we did last week and you want to see them at the beginning of the show, don't worry, we'll be showing them at our next show. So anyway, I'm blathering now because I'm killing time instead of having the opening titles. So that allows everybody to drift in, take their place, clear their throats, sharpen their pencils. And JJ, are you ready to be?
Hi.
Are you decent? As decent as you get?
I mean, that's question always.
You are. It's true. You're at least decent.
I am wearing pants because occasionally someone rings the doorbell and I have to get up. So
pants are good.
Pants are required.
I'm not, so I'm assuming that you're going to go if the doorbell rings.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't. So anyway, yes. So today we have an assignment that came to us from our community, our members. What we do is every Wednesday, we do what's called Draw With Me Again, where we do what we do on Draw With Me, but we do it with a different topic, and just members join us. And one of the things that we do now, we've started this as a new tradition, is we come up with the theme for today's show with everybody contributing ideas. And we had, do you remember some of the ideas that we rejected yesterday?
Well, we might use those in the future,
yeah,
so I don't think we should reveal.
Tropical birds has come up.
Rainforest
birds has come up repeatedly, and so that's definitely on the short list.
Yeah, it's on the list.
But today we were thinking tomorrow, Saturday is the Kentucky Derby, big horse race here in the United States, and one of the traditions is that people wear fancy hats to the Derby. So we talked about, should we do something from the Derby, but we all decided drawing horses is kind of tough. So
horses are the hardest.
Horses are hard and harder are horses, and horses are hard. Anyway, horses are hard, so we decided not to draw horses. We talked about drawing jockeys. We talked about...
Well, they're silks, because there are a lot of cool patterns, and that could make a very fun page, I think. And
talking about jockeys led to a discussion about drawing underwear, which somebody suggested, which we're not going to be doing.
We also talked about what's the drink? The bourbon. Oh my gosh!
Mint juleps.
A mint julep. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then, because it's been a while since we've done a alcohol-related session. We often come back to cocktails on this show.
Yes. Well, it's a bit early for that, so we decided we're just going to do hats.
Hats, just hats.
Just hats.
Fancy hats.
Yeah, and I think we did it once before about 4 years ago. But this is going to be a bit different. So here's what my thought is with hats. I've got there's a bunch of styles of hats, right? There's so many different, top hats and derbies and, cloches and berets and just on and on. There's hundreds of kinds of styles. So what I've done is I've gathered together some reference pictures of styles of hats, and we're going to look at a style of a hat and then draw it. But also, what I think is fun is to do a little drawing with the drawing of the hat of the person who you think would be wearing that hat. So it's an opportunity to make up a character, and they happen to be wearing this hat. And so we're going to rattle through this fairly quickly because I don't want you to get too bogged down in it. It's really kind of as much as anything, it's an exercise for your imagination, but it should be a lot of fun. So with that in mind, should we get going? What do you think?
Let's bring it on.
Are there any questions or anything anybody's saying that I'm missing?
No.
Okay. Right, so good. So
we do have a lot of countries here today, which is fun.
Oh, good. Well, hopefully lots of different hats, like Moises Krumpenauer from Brazil. What kind of hats are there? Special hats that are Brazilian hats?
I feel like they're regional kind of cultural hats.
Right. Rachel suggests me in an Easter bonnet. Well, Easter's over. Otherwise, I would pose for you in that. Zeynep from Turkey Well, we are going to draw. I think of a fez as a Turkish hat. I don't know if that's insulting, but I think of them as that. And we are going to draw a fez. So, yes, Ardak from London. Ardak, we have, I guess, what's like a London hat, like a cabbie's hat or a bowler would be from London. Anyway, it doesn't really matter where they're from. We're just going to have fun doing them. So here we go. First hat up. Is this the first hat? No, it's not. It's the second hat. Let me just go to the first hat, which is, here it is, a beanie. So a beanie, like a little...
So you're not going to draw the people, just the hats?
No.
Collection of hats. How many hats do you think you're going to try to get through?
I think you might have been sleeping during this section, but I just said we are going to draw people, but we're going to make up the people.
Oh, I didn't understand that.
Yeah. So we're going to be making people, and we're going to... So for instance, here's a... I'm not going to put a timer on this, but I am going to draw it fairly quickly because, it's not... There's not a huge amount of detail in most of these hats. So I'm going to draw...
Yeah, Dorothy's pointing out, that's a toque. I mean, if you're in Canada, that's a toque, right?
A toque. How do you spell toque?
You spell it Touque, but you pronounce it Took.
Okay.
Toque.
Okay, well, in that case, I think they're definitely going to be a lot of regional differences, right?
Mm-hmm. I imagine.
Different hats have different names.
We have so many people from different countries here today that I would love for people to chime in.
Yeah, tell us what these hats are called where you hail from. Yeah, so this kind of hat.
I mean, here I would say we call it like a
beanie.
a beanie.
Beanie is
a knit hat.
A wool cap.
Cap, yeah.
Yes, I'm drawing a sort of lumberjackian guy because I'm allowed to draw men with beards if it's appropriate.
This is also sort of a hipster hat, right?
Not really. I don't think of a hipster hat as having that little pom-pom on the top.
Oh, really?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not that hip to hipsters and what their latest trends are in. He's wearing kind of a snorkel coat.
Diane said, "This is a winter schnookie."
Schnookie?
Forevermore, this is going to be called
Right.
a schnookie in our house.
Schnookie. I had a friend in high school named Schnookie. Or Snooky, actually.
But wasn't that a person on the Jersey Shore?
Was it? Oh, yeah.
Wasn't she?
Well been.
Yeah, she was one of the main characters.
Snooky, right.
Schnookie, Schnookie, Snookie, Snookie.
Yeah, so I'm just going to throw in a bit of color just because it makes it more fun. You do it however you want to do it. But
Lactacine says, "Hello from France, un bonnet de laine."
a bonnet de laine.
Yeah,
Okay.
a wool hat,
Wool
right?
hat. Yeah, laine is wool, right?
Although these seem more often than not these days to be cashmere.
Kashmir. We could do a weekly show and do 10 drawings of different styles of hats. There are just so many, and do it forever. There are just so many kinds of regional hats.
So Sang Sob said, "I've never seen Danny wearing a hat, but I think it would be wonderful. It would be cool if he did. I wish we could see him wearing a hat during the live broadcast."
Yeah, I'm not a hat person. I have a large melon of a head.
Yeah, I think it's like your head gets itchy. So Mira said, "Hello from Germany," and this hat is called a pudelmutz. I murdered that, sorry. Pudelmutz.
Pudelmutz.
And Lizette said that's a Dutch moots. So there's...
Okay, I can see this is going to be a very contentious episode.
So Siwa, and I don't know what country you're reporting in from, but this comment is, "I don't know different names for hats, but in our country, kappa, K-A-P-A, is for hats like these. For many hats, actually. So, yeah, like a cap, a kappa,
Kappa,
a moots.
Kappa, Kappa Delta.
Un bonnet.
All right, so there's my guy with, I'm gonna give him green eyes. There's my guy wearing that hat. Okay, so you're getting the idea? We make up a character that looks like he would be wearing that hat.
All right, so the
We're
kappa
moving on. Just
is
before
from Slovenia.
Just before you go on, we're moving on to Cloch.
Okay.
So
Un Cloch.
So a Cloch to me is like a 1920s kind of hat.
Well, and it's kind of a hard-shaped felt, right, or wool, like, but
It keeps its shape.
it keeps its shape, yeah.
Yeah. It has
So, and it's clearly a bell shape.
meaning because of Cloch.
Yeah, but it doesn't mold to your head.
Right. And it kind of bows out. Yeah, it's not cap-like. It's a hat.
It's not really a popular style. It hasn't endured through the ages.
I think you can still get them, though.
Undoubtedly, you can, but I wouldn't say they're popular.
No. I think they went with a particular haircut, too. You know, like if you had a bobbed hairstyle or something like that.
Matab said, we have a famous cartoon character here in Iran wearing this hat. Tell us the name.
What, the Cloch?
The Cloch.
Oh.
And what is this? What is the name of this hat in your country?
The Cloch.
Oh, Mary has a good factoid. So I think she's still on the toque or the mutz. She said, I read somewhere that pom-poms were put on the top of these hats to keep fishermen from hitting their head on the ceiling when entering the cabin of the boat. I mean, there does have to be a reason for the pom-pom.
It's cute.
I always kind of mad, like it's like the remnants of the yarns, right? They had to figure out something to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. The short ends.
Right. You go to the bit of the Betty Boop into this character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of the era, you know. I made it a bit too big for her head, though. It looks almost like a London Bobby's hat. Helmet.
But I think that is really indicative because it doesn't mold to your head. It really perches atop the head.
It sits on top of it, yeah. All right, well,
She's cute.
it's an attempt. An attempt was made.
Cute.
All right, let's see who we have next. Next we have Fez. Mentioned the Fez before.
Yeah. We've got a lot of Doctor Who fans in the house today.
Is it really? Is that a Doctor Who thing? Mm-hmm. I always think of it as Sydney Greenstreet in Casablanca.
That too.
That has a little tail on the top too.
The Fez looks a little low res.
Thank you for pointing that out, JJ. Maybe next time we can get an expert to do that. But yes, I found a large kind of poster with lots and lots of hats on it, and I cut it up into
Oh, I see.
these individual pieces. So,
Parts as parts, pieces parts.
yes, but
First Step said, looks like a pudding.
pudding.
Like a chocolate covered cherry.
Trying to think of what a fez wearing man would wear, but I'm just going to give him a suit.
Thanks Hub said in Korea there's a traditional hat called gat.
It looks like this?
No, I think he's just saying that would be a fun addition to the...
Yeah, I feel like there's, if people enjoy doing this one, there's many more hats that I came across that we could get.
But if you share your drawing, your version, make sure to include hats that...
yeah, if you want to do some other hats that we didn't include, that would be great. You don't have to just do these hats.
Now, is a fez always red? Do you know?
I don't know. I think so. I mean, that's from what I'm familiar with. But it is fun to make up these characters.
Rachel's asking, doesn't a character from Secret Squirrel wear a fez?
Oh.
I don't know what Secret Squirrel is.
It's obviously it's a cartoon.
And Cheryl mentions it's a Shriner thing.
Shriners, rather, yeah. And Shriners have like a badge here, like a scimitar, and like a crescent.
Chandra thinks she's seen a monkey in a fez.
All right, yeah, that's true.
Probably part of the Shriner Parade crew.
The fez. Maybe I should. I'm going to label these as we go, so I don't lose track of them.
Okay.
This first one, I'm going to call it a beanie, even though I know it has lots of different names, but you can call it whatever you want.
Joni says Monkey and Fez is in the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember that.
Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, the next one
Sunsurfer says Monkey George wears it. Does that mean Curious George?
Curious George. So this is a bucket hat. Sort of, to me, it's like a 1970s hat, but then I also associate it with hip hop.
Oh, see, I would think a bucket hat. I think of something else.
What do you think of?
I think of like a light cotton hat that you wear for sun. That's like
This is the shape
plaid.
of it. This is the shape of it.
Yeah, but no. To me, a bucket hat is a soft thing.
This is a soft hat. It just happens to be one dark color, but
No, like a floppy hat, like a cotton, like you wear on the beach.
that's what this is. It just happens to be blue. This is the shape of it. It has a brim that comes down low. You kind of pull it down.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah, Ryan says Gilligan's Island.
Right.
James said Abu in Aladdin wears a fez.
The LL Cool J I associate with a bucket hat, right?
I can't say as I would be able to picture that. I'm sorry.
Or Kangol hat.
Yeah. See, a Kangol hat to me is not a bucket hat. It's a Kangol hat.
Oh, well. De gustibus non disputandum.
Yeah, a bucket hat for me is it's like a flopsy cotton. You wear it on the beach. It's not structured. It would never sit up on your head like that.
I always think of it as you pull it down low. Like this man is wearing it. Low and slow.
Siwa says it's a klobuk in Slovenia. Laura says, yes, plaid, and they go with trench coats. Yeah, that's more what I'm thinking.
Okay.
People like your characters. You've done a good job of getting variety into these characters, I think. James says bucket hats were a huge part of the music culture in Manchester in the 90s.
Yeah.
Think Stone Roses, Happy Mondays, etc.
Right, that's true. I think in coming up with a character for your hat, just think, it doesn't have to be like the archetype of who would wear that, but it has to be where you look at it and you go like, yeah, that guy would wear that. That seems okay. You know?
That guy or gal.
Or gal. Okay, moving on.
Let's do it.
Let's kick the bucket. And the Panama Hat.
A classic.
I had a Panama hat once.
You said, and I don't know why you didn't retain it.
Yeah, it just wasn't. The thing about a good Panama hat is they say you can like just roll it up and stuff it into a suitcase and then it like perfectly gets its shape back. I think I may have tried that and ruined it or something. Seems like the kind of thing I would have done.
So who wears a Panama hat?
Well, I mean, the obvious thing is like a sort of Central American guy, but I also sort of associated with kind of dissipated people, like people who've like lived in the tropics and hidden away, and now they're kind of, you know, alcoholics living in some kind of dive bar.
Like an Ernest Hemingway type?
Yeah. Or like some kind of detective, but like past his prime.
Yeah. There was a series of books of this detective in the Florida Keys. And he was a bit like past his prime. You remember? Can you think who I'm talking about?
Was it, wasn't the Carl Hyacin stuff, was it? That's Florida, I guess.
No. Travis McGee.
Oh, it's John D. McDonald? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that guy would have worn a Panama hat, though.
Oh, for sure he would have.
This guy of mine is a little distorted, but... Also wearing like a kind of a cream-colored but dirty suit.
Oh, Queenie says Columbo.
Columbo?
No, he didn't wear a Panama
He wore a
hat.
fedora.
No, he wore like a bucket hat.
No.
With his trench coat. He did.
Bucket hat. Okay. I had no idea that this topic was going to be so controversial.
I'm looking at a lot of photos of Columbo and he's wearing no hat. Zero hat.
Hatless.
He's the trench coat guy.
Yeah.
But he's hatless. But I think when I think of a trench coat, I think of a bucket hat. DF said, didn't Hannibal Lecter wear one of these at the end of the movie when he was having an old friend for dinner? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Good call.
Oof. And Garrett said, didn't Kolchak the Night Stalker wear a type of Panama hat? Wow, it's like a serial killer. Like if you see someone in a Panama hat.
I think Kolchak the Night Killer was Night Stalker. Was he he wasn't a serial killer, was he?
The Night Stalker?
Was he? Not, but Kolchak the Night Stalker was a different thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
You're thinking of Richard Ramirez.
I am.
I don't think he wore a Panama hat. He's a bit too disheveled for that.
So Jen, who I happen to know is in the Philippines, said, I didn't know there were many names for hats. I only call these sombrero.
Oh, we're going to get to sombrero. No, sombrero is like a Mexican hat.
No, she's saying sombrero, not sombrero.
Sombrero?
Sombrero.
Gay?
Oh, Thistle says Hunter S. Thompson wore this. I can see that.
All right, so there's my guy in the Panama hat.
Cute.
All right, we're moving on to, what do we have next? Cowboy
Night
hat.
Stalker was a PI. Kolchak was a reporter.
Cowboy hat.
You have one of these
I do.
from our days on the ranch. Can't live in Phoenix without a cowboy hat, I'm
When I'm
afraid.
on my house, you gotta have that, yeah. And you gotta have the boots.
I read something recently about the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And the person who invented it was actually a haberdasher from the East Coast. Because it was in the, okay, so I read this book. This is a fabulous book. It's called Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, who's an author we greatly admire. Anyway, he was talking about the westward migration that happened because of tuberculosis. And this haberdasher came and he realized that people that were out on the range would get awfully wet during the rain. So this is why the cowboy hat was invented.
So it's not just a variation on like a sombrero, basically?
No.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, Mary is asking, what did Kojak wear? Did he wear a fedora?
No, he wore a trilby, I think.
A trilby? Wow, that's
Or maybe
specific.
even a pork pie. Might even be in a pork pie.
You're kind of slightly going off camera a little tiny
And I've
bit.
adjusted since
Oh, okay.
you're living in the past.
You've so far managed to create characters.
That are all men, I know.
Yeah. I was just wondering if you're
You're the
aware
only
of that.
person who cares about that, but I love you and I will do whatever you want. But honestly, I like to draw whatever.
You like to draw mustaches, I know. Douglas Elliott said he's a Yorkshireman and he wears a flat cap.
Ah,
Is
yes.
that like a newsboy?
Yeah. Newsboy or Ivy League cap, it's also known as.
An ivy. An ivy,
cap.
yeah. DF is getting Tom Selleck vibes from your cowboy hat character. It's that stash.
It's got that porn stash.
It's nice 70s. It's kind of got Marlboro Man too. Yeah, you gave Cowboy Character a suit and.
No, he's wearing not a suit. He's wearing like a kerchief around his neck.
Oh, I see. It is a bandana.
He's wearing like a...
Is that a vest? He's wearing a vest?
Yeah, the cowboys always wear vests. Don't they? Yeah, they do. I always think of a cowboy wearing a vest.
I feel like it looks like a collar more than a kerchief. That's all.
All right, I'll fix it. All right, I'm moving on.
Who's next?
Cartwheel.
What?
That's what this hat is called, a cartwheel.
Cartwheel.
Yeah.
Wow, I never heard of that.
It's sort of like I think of this as sort of
Like
a bit
a straw hat?
of a sun hat, kind of, right?
Yeah, a sun hat.
Yeah, I guess it's called a cartwheel because of the big. It has that big brim.
These hats always seem kind of impractical to me.
I think they were designed probably for, being at the beach or something.
I guess, but it's hard to sit in a chair with them because of the back.
That's true. I think they're all like very particular purpose, a lot of these hats, don't you think? They're not like you wore them to a very particular kind of situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose.
So their design is kind of based around that.
Yeah.
So the question is, how much of the person's face could you see if they were wearing this hat? There's your answer.
I mean, the idea is to keep the sun off your face, right?
Yeah.
So, not much.
What? Okay, there it is. The often requested cartwheel hat.
Yeah, I just don't think I've ever heard that term for a hat. Cartwheel.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think it's a made-up
I haven't
thing.
heard it. Okay. Did you Google it?
I will Google it. I will apply the Google.
All right, so here's the sombrero. Ay, caramba. Here it is. Okay. I have no idea where that guy came from, but he just appeared.
I have a major delay because I only just got the sombrero.
You're going to be delighted by it. Yeah, I don't really, I think I nailed it. There is the sombrero, the definitive drawing. You know what I'm thinking I'm doing? I'm going to fill this page with little mini drawings that sit inside, so we can keep going. We have plenty of time.
I know.
We've barely begun.
I know.
We've already got 8 drawings done.
You're moving at an unusual pace.
Yeah, this is a pretty fast way of drawing. Doing just colored pencil and drawing pen. But yeah, so here we have the beret.
An iconic hat.
The way this beret is presented reminds me of, what was that like TV show? And there was a character named Rerun. And he wore his beret just like that. I think, who else wore it? Was it Duke Ellington? There's like a bunch of jazz musicians who wore this too, this way. So I'm not going to draw a French guy. I'm going to draw a jazz musician. Because that's how you know he's a jazz musician. Okay, I know what I'm going to do.
Is he going to have a trumpet?
Well, I don't want to draw the whole body, though. Oh. I think I'm going to give him Ray-Bans. Were you going to say something?
Lisa said the guardian angels wear berets. That's true.
Oh, that's true. They've been debunked, though.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Can you debunk people?
Well, you know what I mean. They lost their status as guardian angels.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were a product of a certain
Curtis
time.
Sliwa.
They were.
What was his wife's name? Lisa Sliwa.
Rerun was on What's Happening.
What's Happening, right?
Sarah says, beret makes me think of Frank Spencer in Some Mothers Do Avum, 70s, 80s British show.
Oh, I don't know that.
Mary said, is that a raspberry beret?
Oh, good one. Good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah, mine is sort of like a weird version of a hipster. Like the original hipsters. My grandfather used to wear a beret.
Yeah. Was it to keep his head warm, or was it for fashion?
Yeah, it's because he was bald.
Fatima wants to know, what is the pen you're drawing with?
Pen I'm drawing with, you can find the full details of it in the description below, but it is a Tombow Fudenosuke. Tombow Fudenosuke. This particular one is a WSBS because it's the, I think it's the bigger, softer kind.
All right, this is a request from Sang Sob and not from me.
Yes?
Please draw a female character too.
Nah. Oh, Sang Sob.
I mean...
He's trying to curry favor with you.
Yeah, well, he did.
Sang Sob. All right.
Danny is just obsessed with drawing men.
I love men.
And drawing men
Men are the best.
Men with beards and mustaches.
Men are the best. All right, I'm going to draw.
I mean, a woman can wear a beret.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Not according to the Supreme Court.
Now I'm going to have that Raspberry Beret song stuck in my head.
Okay, there's a woman, sort of.
I'm still on beret.
You really are lagging. You should refresh.
I'm going to refresh. It's funny, this hat is a Newsboy, and you put it on a female.
Yeah, because of Sang Sob. It's his fault. He demanded it.
Marta thinks I'm unusually quiet. I feel like I've been yapping a lot.
I have been very quiet.
Yeah.
So
We didn't have our opening gambit, too, so I feel like we usually yakety yak more in the very beginning.
We plunged right into it today because we had a lot of hats to draw.
Hughes Archive said, that is so satisfying.
What is?
I'm not sure. I think that you drew a female character is how I'm going to choose to interpret it.
The audience has spoken. I get it, guys. I get it. You want the babes.
Bring out the babes.
Bring out the babes.
Marta is asking for the highlights of the week. So I read the book, Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, which I highly, highly recommend. It's not terribly long. It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
Too much disease.
No, I mean, but it is, I think it would be a good thing if everyone read this book because there are some actionable things we can do, and we should. Anyway, that was one of this week's byproducts. We went to the symphony orchestra on Sunday. We saw Beethoven's Ninth presented, and I had a full choir, and it was absolutely outstanding. It was amazing.
We're going to a choral thing tonight. This weekend again.
We're gonna keep that going. Danny made a new friend at a YouTube party, and his wife is in the Sonoran Desert Chorale.
Yeah.
We're gonna go see that on Sunday.
Okay, so we're moving on to the next, which is a Breton cap. Fisherman's cap, kind of. You see, we might have a fisherman's cap coming up next. No, a Newsboy's cap. Okay, so Breton cap. So.
It's kind of like a sailor hat.
Yeah, like a fisherman's hat.
Mm.
Oh, you mean like a
Or like a policeman
like a
hat.
lieutenant's cap?
Yeah, like a sailor, like a navy, like a officer.
I think this is more woolly than that, though, isn't it?
I think it's felt, right?
Yeah. Strange sort of Simpson character that I'm wearing it. All right. That's
It's cute.
Monsieur Simpson.
I like that now that you're like going in the interstitials, you have to do profiles.
Yeah, that's true. Got to fit him in there. Breton.
Were you going for French?
I don't know. I guess I was, but then Simpsons arrived. So, Monsieur Simpson. Sometimes it's out of my control what happens. So I guess I should make him yellow. I don't know there's ever been a Simpsons character who wore a Breton cap, but there is now. You think it's from Brittany, or did Andre Breton wear one? I don't know. It's hard to say. I just changed his personality with a little mutton chop. All right. This is the Newsboy's cap. So different from the Ivy cap.
How is it different?
It seems to be that it's looser at the top, like it's less snug. The Ivy cap is a little bit more, doesn't have this, the Ivy cap kind of comes down quickly, whereas the Newsboy cap seems to have, it's a bit more at the top, and then it has a different shaped brim, I think. There must be some difference between them.
I'll Google. The key difference between a Newsboy cap and a flat cap lies in their crown and brim structure.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, Newsboy caps are characterized by a puffed, paneled crown, usually 6 or 8 panels, with a button at the top.
Yeah.
And more curved, flexible brim. Flat caps, on the other hand, have a flatter, more streamlined crown and a stiffer, flatter brim. While both can be made from various materials, Newsboy caps are often made of wool or tweed. Flat caps can also be found in wool, but may also be made from other materials like linen or cotton.
Oh, I'm totally off camera the whole time. Shoot, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I just refreshed because I got another huge lag. How is it possible? Time is moving differently for me.
Sorry about that. Another thing we did this week is we watched a really good show called Life After Life.
Yeah, that was based on a book that we read a few years ago and loved by Kate Atkinson. I think it was probably originally a BBC thing, right?
Yeah, it's on Prime.
But it's on Amazon Prime here in the U.S. And it's very atmospheric.
I mean, I think I've thought about it. In fact, I wrote an essay about it, which I'm sending out tomorrow.
Yeah, Life After Life. Check it out.
It's about a woman who dies over and over and over again, and every time she dies, she comes back and relives her life.
We love a time travel.
Yeah.
I mean, in all of its forms.
This isn't even real. I mean,
It's adjacent. It's adjacent.
It's kind of like Groundhog Day, except two things are different. One is it's not just one day, it's her whole life. And two, she doesn't know that she's reliving it. But she just sort of senses things are different, and so she makes different decisions than she did the first time around that have different consequences. But the cast, the production, everything is absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
And it's only 4 episodes, so it isn't like a huge investment of time. It's basically like a slightly long movie that you can watch in 4 parts. So
yeah, we enjoyed it.
yeah.
You managed to get another stash in there.
Men have stashes. I don't know what to tell you. It's a thing. All right.
Who's next?
A woman, please. Okay, it's a fedora. All right, so it's not naturally a hat that a woman would wear, probably, most commonly, but one's going to wear one now.
It's an inclusive hat.
Diane Keaton wore a fedora on occasion.
Yeah, for sure. Cindy says, all these hats are beginning to look alike. I mean, they really are subtle variations. Like a hat is a hat is a hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jen said the fedora, Panama, and cowboy almost look the same.
It's up to you to make them different.
Yeah.
By creating different characters.
Would any of these hats be welcome at the Kentucky Derby? I don't think so. The Kentucky Derby, it's all about hats that are fashionable but perhaps have no function, right? Like feathers and colors and like fascinators, right?
Yeah, I do have a fascinator coming up.
Oh, cool.
And I think I'm going to draw it on a man with a beard.
You would.
All right, slightly strange woman that I've drawn, but she should be wearing a mauve fedora.
Ryan says Carmen Miranda.
Carmen Miranda? Oh, you mean like a fruit salad hat?
Yeah. Ardak said a sakel, a traditional Kazakh bride's hat, very tall, conical hat with lots of decorative details.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, put one in your page and send it to us.
All right. Slightly odd person wearing a fedora. All right, let's move on.
Let's.
Floppy. Yeah, see, the floppy hat is sort of looking familiar too. So floppy hat is sort of like a loose fedora. But now I'm getting paranoid about women, so.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's a nice looking hat, actually. Sort of a 1940s kind of vibe to it.
I would say it's like a 70s kind of hat.
That's true. But I kind of feel like well, I guess I'm going to do like yeah, like a woman with long straight hair.
It's very like a Bianca Jagger wedding vibe to me.
Right, yeah, that's true. I was thinking Joni Mitchell, sort of, too.
Somebody earlier said Joni Mitchell wore a beret.
That's true, she did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of drawing without reference. I hope you guys are enjoying the opportunity.
I am looking forward to seeing different kinds of characters. I really, really hope. This is my plea.
That they're
Yeah,
wearing.
add your own details, right? Like, what is a hat that you have some personal relationship with, and get it in there.
Yeah. What hats do you like?
Well, I mean, I wear a tennis visor an awful lot. I play tennis 5 times a week, and I always wear a visor. I have kind of a smallish noggin, so a lot of hats aren't great for me. They're too big. But I like a cowboy hat.
Hey, pinhead power.
And I don't have like very poofy hair. You know, a lot of ladies have a bit more volume in the hair. I wear a baseball cap a fair amount, and I feel like
we have to get to a baseball
you're not
cap.
a baseball cap person. I like if we go hiking, I'll wear a baseball cap.
All right, so next we have a boater. It's a pink boater, which is an unusual variation on the boater. But
It's very Mark Twain.
it looks sort of like, what was his name? Morris Day from The Time. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I don't remember him wearing a boater.
I mean, look at this. Look at this hat when it appears on your screen. It's not a straw boater.
See, I always think of a boater as a straw thing.
I know. I think it's just the shape is
The
called
shape?
boater. Yeah.
That really looks like a cake. Like a cake on a plate.
It's true.
Like a yummy cake.
Yeah, I think I've made mine too tall. It's more of a top hat almost. It's unfortunate. Oh well.
Diane was asking if I've been baking any cakes. So, alas, the full moon will be...
Cakeless.
No, it'll be next Sunday. So not this coming Sunday, but May the 12th. It'll be a super moon, which is like a really, close to the earth. So it appears like a giant, like a big moon. And it made me think coconut cake.
Good. I'm glad you thought that.
Yeah. So I think, but that's TBD, obviously.
Yeah, not sure about this boater, but
You could make a better boater if you tried.
I'm struggling with trying to jam it,
Fit into the,
fit
yeah.
it all in, so it's. And I'm not comfortable with it being a white boat, being a pink boater, so I'm going to make it white. I think of that as being more, or maybe tannish, straw.
So we have been invited to a party next week where everyone has to wear cream color.
Yeah.
Not a white party, a cream color party. So we've been working on our outfits for that.
I should have gotten a boater.
It's not too late.
It is. It's always too late for a boater. All right, let's move on.
You made your boater look seasick.
He's like, why am I wearing this nondescript hat that you've called a boater?
You've shoved me into this claustrophobic corner.
Now this is a Homburg, which is, I like that it has a feather.
A proper German hat, I assume.
I don't think of I think of a Homburg as like, sort of like a rich guy from the turn of the 20th century. A guy smoking a cigar, railroad tycoon or something.
It's like the fancy cowboy hat.
Yeah, it is. But stiffer, I think. Yeah, it's like the railroad tycoon bad guy smoking a cigar.
The banker.
Yeah, the banker.
Oh, my back's getting stiff.
Either that or a pimp.
No, I think that's a fedora. Jennifer says Churchill.
Churchill. I think of Churchill as wearing, yeah, maybe.
Ah, Jen says Al Capone wore
Oh, yes. Al
Homburg
Capone,
hats. feel like you got almost a little Simpsons back in there. Simpsons are like creeping out of these profiles.
I know. It's hard to get the hat to feel like it's sitting on their head without covering their eyes too much. That's an issue that I'm running into with these things. I don't know if you're having that same problem, but...
Is this the last hat?
It can be.
I mean...
It's already 10:08.
You can keep going if you feel like it. Why not?
I thought you don't like to run over.
I don't have that
Okay.
feeling.
Up to you guys if you want to stay.
A couple people, I think there was a time change in Europe because I've seen a few people that are regulars who...
We're just showing up.
Yeah, got discombobulated. Yeah, Michael Corleone.
That's true. Michael Corleone.
Lisa's waiting on the baseball cap, and Fran said, "Don't forget the fascinator." Thistle's run out of room.
All right, so we'll do two more then. We'll do
Two
the baseball
more.
cap.
Baseball and the fascinator.
Yeah.
Which is sort of the inspo for this whole session, which was Kentucky Derby.
And that's why we're going to close with it.
Okay, cool.
I haven't really looked at this page yet.
I bet it's going to look amazing.
It's a little
Cluttered?
well, it's not cluttered in an elegant way. It's just sort of shoved in there, but it's fine. All right, so we're going to do a baseball cap's the next one up. Bingo.
Ding, ding,
Swing.
ding.
Swing. So
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
So let's do the baseball cap here. So this baseball cap, there's so many types that could be wearing it, right?
Wait, is your reference pink?
Yeah, I know.
Weird. I think you got to make it a like New York Yankees hat just to make people really mad.
Okay. That is the classic.
Or the LA Dodgers hat. I mean, the Arizona Diamondbacks, which is the professional baseball team here, have a real ugly kit. Like their colors and their logo is just terrible.
What does the Yankees logo look like?
New York, it's an N with a Y.
Well, obviously.
No, but okay, so it's an N, and then the Y goes through it.
It's through it, okay. Yeah, that looks good. Who's wearing it then?
Make it...
Jay-Z. Baseball caps used to really irritate me because people just wear them all the time and they wear them inside. You know, so there's like people who just like they wear them constantly in the office, in a restaurant. And I'm like, it started to really annoy me.
Yeah, I think don't be a cranky curmudgeon.
But even when I was young, I was irritated by it. But I won't let that affect my drawing.
So that hat has to be navy.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But then you won't be able to see the NY.
Well, maybe you can use like a Presto pen to pop that out.
I think you can tell it. You can tell what it is.
I think a lot of men wear these baseball caps because of their hair loss, right? It's like...
So it's kind of like wearing a hat that says, "Hi, I'm bald." I'm bald and I don't wear a hat, so I just skip that step.
Well, I have a vague memory of reading, and this has probably been debunked, but the wearing of the baseball cap all the time can actually promote hair loss, because it's like...
Yeah, tell people that. Yeah, I don't really understand why people wear hats. Honestly, I mean, I can sort of understand it, and I will wear one if you're like in the direct heat.
Like, yeah, bad hair day.
If it's hot, but whatever. But I can understand purposefully wearing one, but I don't know. It's not a popular opinion. I'm not going to express it here in public and then be derided for it. All right, so
Brian said, "I'm not bald, but I have a widow's peak. I don't know, at this point, it's like a safe blanket." Okay. Yeah, it's like, but I think it's also, some people, it's like their personal style.
But is it a personal style?
Yeah, because you can say, "I'm a Yankees fan," or you can, like, it gives you...
Is it a personal style when, like, every man has a goatee and a baseball cap?
Okay, now you're going to get yourself in trouble.
And some sleeve tattoos? I don't know. Hate me for my extremely biased opinion. But yes. I
don't know. I don't have these issues.
You have other issues. All right, good. We're moving on to finally I'm going to move past the visor, the trapper, the turban, the bowler, the trilby, and the top hat.
Oh, the top hat.
And we're going to end with a fascinator.
Fascinator.
Yeah, pulling it out. So the fascinator, I think I'm going to have to go down in the corner. I've been reserving this spot for it. For fascinator. A fascinator can be lots of things, basically, right? It's like a band.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking...
I mean, sometimes you see crazy fascinators with things, like the spokes are like French fries coming out. Like, they're meant to be sort of conceptual in nature.
Right.
They're certainly not for sun protection.
I mean, it's basically, this one is like a ribbon.
Yeah. It's a decorative thing.
Feathers coming off it.
Feathers. Yeah, I feel like the royal wedding. So we see a fascinator most commonly at royal weddings and the Kentucky Derby. I think those are like the two key fascinator attractors.
Right. And drag competitions.
No, I don't feel that is. I think that, because that's all about, your wig and your hair and stuff. I don't know, maybe.
All right, well, there's my fascinator. That was actually much, much easier than I thought. Kind of held it for last because I was afraid of it.
Now you just got to spell it.
Maybe that's what the problem was.
Yeah, there's opportunity to mess this up.
I think you need some kind of extreme makeup to go with it too, right?
I mean, you're definitely only going to wear this to a dress up. You're not wearing it around the house to vacuum.
Although it would be quite practical. Protect your head from dust. She looks a little reptilian, but that's okay.
I don't see that.
Yeah?
Oh.
Fascinator.
Skinator. James Thorpe said, "You are so good at drawing." I don't think he's even being sarcastic.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. All right. There's our page of...
I know. I do kind of want to see the whole page. It's too big for the camera to capture.
Trying. Yeah, it's big. It's muy big. There we go.
Really cool.
Lots of hats.
All right, so out of all of these hats, which one would you wear? I mean, I've seen you wear a beanie. I've seen you wear a cowboy hat.
I think the sombrero.
I think you've probably worn a beret. I'll tell you, sombreros can be very itchy because the basket weave always gets like a rupture and then that pokes into your head.
So I'm going to have to go with the fascinator then. Woo-wee. All right. That was good.
Wow.
That was long. That was 100 minutes.
You knocked out a lot in a little.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
We did.
So here's where we tell our friends we won't be here next week.
Yeah.
Because we'll be at a cream party.
We'll be at our cream party wearing our trilbies and fascinators. And so here's the way it's going to work. We won't be here next
Thursday
or Wednesday, right? Are we
No, we'll be here Wednesday.
Okay, so Wednesday we will be able to do Draw With Me again.
For members.
So if you're not a member, just become one. Do it for a month. It's not very much money, and then you'll get to draw with us on Wednesday. Thursday we're driving to Los Angeles, and we'll be gone all weekend. Next week we'll be back again on Wednesday and on Thursday. And what we'll do on Thursday is we'll show, what did we draw last week?
Movie posters.
We'll show the movie posters, which were awesome. I mean, I hope you had fun doing it. I've seen a few posted online. Really excited by that. And then we'll also show these hats. So we'll have a double gallery. It's going to be a lot.
Yeah.
A lot to look at.
Yeah.
And then we'll carry on.
Yeah.
So have fun. See you on Wednesday.
Be good.
But not on Thursday. Okay?
Yeah. Happy May.
Happy May, yes. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging in for a special extended version to make up for the fact that we didn't do it next week.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, wait, we have to say, do our proper official goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
we
here's the
gotta
reminder.
Share your stuff.
Yeah, here's the reminder. So please, if this is the first time you've been here, share your hats on Facebook, on Instagram, and just put a tag that says hashtag SBS Draw With Me. Put that in the description. Become a member of this thing. You're supporting us, which is nice. We'll appreciate that. But also, we'd love to hang out with you. And it's a totally different, even more fun vibe on Wednesdays with a smaller group, but we have a good time.
We let it hang out.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff.
We don't try to be politically correct on Wednesdays. Not that we do a great job of that on Thursdays.
Also, the other thing about Wednesday is it's in the afternoon our time. So this is 9 o'clock in the morning. Wednesdays is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you struggle with this time zone, that might work better for you Wednesdays. So that's the other thought. And what else? Danny'sEssays.com. I wrote an essay which I'm going to send out in the morning, which is about life, based on the
after life
thoughts that came to me watching that show.
Yeah.
That's it. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you not next week.